Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome to the start of a new year, 2018, and with the start of a new year comes a new playthrough. This time we'll be taking another look at my favourite survival game, 7 Days to Die. Now for those of you who haven't played this game, 7 Days to Die is an early access survival game set in a zombie apocalypse. You have to use whatever you can find in the environment to loot and craft your way to survival. And there are a number of very dangerous threats from the zombies and animals of the post-apocalyptic world to the very environment and weather itself. So for those who haven't played the game, definitely go and check it out. It's the gold standard by which I judge all survival games and all early access games in general. Now this game has been in early access for around 7 years, and I know that's a red flag for a lot of people, but this game has had significant and very regular improvements, very regular updates, and we're on Alpha 16.4. So I've seen this game come from a very rough and unpolished game to something that I would recommend even AAA gamers take a look at. So that being said, we're playing on the Survivalist difficulty. We're playing on the Survivalist difficulty. And what I'm going to be doing is to try and make it as far as I can in the game. We're going to see how we go. We're on the second highest difficulty. The reason why I did that was to get a little bit of challenge to the game. We may need to adjust the difficulty later down the track, but we'll see how we go. So what I'm doing at the moment is my goal is to gather some materials, rocks and stone and grass, and we're going to use those materials to complete the quest chain you can see in the top right hand corner. And that is going to allow us to, one, get a little bit of experience, and two, to give us the location of the nearest settlement. Now a settlement is basically just where a trader lives, and traders can buy and sell materials. They have a lot of rare items and a lot of items that we're going to need, so we're definitely going to want to set up nearby a trader. So before we do anything else though, we're going to need to complete this tutorial quest chain. So let's do that now. And what I tend to do in this game is to set up a very constant rhythm. I will craft when I get tired. I'll gather materials until my stamina starts to wane, and then I will stop and craft. Do whatever I need to do, allow my stamina to recharge, and then I'll just continue. And you will need to do that very often through the game, at least until we can get some of the items that can mitigate our stamina loss. So you can see in the bottom left hand corner my stamina bar, and that will go down whenever I do any action like running, using tools or using weapons. And you do need to keep an eye on your stamina. It's very important. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to continue with the quest chain. Now we're currently in one of the most desirable biomes. There are different biomes in this game, ranging from very cold snow biomes to very dangerous hot desert biomes to the wasteland biome, which is definitely something I wouldn't recommend you try and live in until end game. So we're very lucky. We've managed to start in a very favourable biome. So that's going to... We're probably not going to wander too far from here if we can avoid it. What we're looking for is a location that's 1, close to a town, 2, close to a trader, and 3, close to water. So if you've got good vision, you'll probably see over the river there's a town, but that's actually in the wasteland biome. That's actually near the snow biome as well. This is probably one of the more dangerous areas. We're probably going to try and avoid that for now. I'm hoping that we can find a town or a settlement close to where we are, which is in the forest biome. Definitely somewhere that's a little bit safer to to set up at the start of the game. So we're doing well. The other reason why we're remaining where we are is because at the start of the game you get a little bit of a grace period. When you start the game, there's a little bit of time before zombies will spawn into the game. As long as you remain in your starting area or very close to it, then you're not going to have problems with zombies coming in and ruining your day. Unfortunately, I am going to have to move around a bit to try and find myself some feathers, because one of my quests is to build myself a bow and arrow. So one of the components for arrows is feathers, of course. So we're just going to have a bit of a look. I'm sure there's a bird's nest here somewhere. Have a bit of a peek. I don't want to go too far. Here we go. Okay, so not many feathers, but that should be enough to satisfy the quest chain. And we, of course, will. There we go. We'll build some more as we go. Okay, so we're nearly done. We've got 7 of 8 quests complete. Now, next job is to build a couple of frames. There we go. And then our last quest is to build a campfire. Now this is what we'd do if we were planning to remain here. We don't. There we go. Okay. So for doing all that, I've managed to get myself a skill point. And we'll find the skill points here. Now the first skill I always get is Sexual Tyrannosaurus. And no, that has nothing to do with our character's libido. If for those who've seen the movie Predator, you'll know where it's from. It allows us to run for longer periods of time, or just basically gives us a boost in stamina. So we'll definitely want to pick that. A lot of the early parts of the game are going to have a lot of running and a lot of gathering resources. So the extra bit of stamina, the boost, will be essential. In fact, stamina is something that you'll want to have a lot of regardless of what point in the game you are. We're probably going to max that skill out, along with a few other really key skills that we'll want to get. So what we're going to try and do is gather about 100 of everything. So that means 100 stone, 100 grass, and 100 wood. I generally like to gather at least 100 of everything just to allow me to, in case I get trapped, in case I end up not being able to find a town and I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere, I can build something with a little bit of wood, even if it's just a little hovel. But I'll have that option to be able to build something, and I'll also have the stone that I need and the metal to build some barricades, and maybe even build a little bit of barbed wire. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to set up our hotbar while we wait for our stamina to go up. We'll scrap that for now. And we're also going to repair our axe. Gather a little bit more grass. Now, as I said, we've got about around 2 or 3 hours leeway. At about midday, we'll be getting zombies spawning here, so we'll try and be headed on our way before then. We've got about an hour and a half before it starts to get hot around here. But we do now have the location of the trader, as you can see in the top right-hand corner. We're going to head that way. But we may not necessarily start at that trader. We may actually, there's multiple traders all around, so if that one's in an area that's undesirable, we may not necessarily start there. We'll see how we go. Okay, let's have a little bit of a look at what we've got. Okay, we've got over 100 stone. That's good. We've got not as much grass as we'd like, but I'm definitely going to need a little bit more wood. So let's grab some wood. No pun intended. And yeah, time is really starting to work against us. I really want to be on the road. I don't have a lot of time to explain what I'm doing because, as I said, we are playing on the second highest difficulty of the game, so I have to be really, really careful. we're very squishy at the moment. We don't have any sort of heavy armor. We'll be killed by zombies. A large pack of zombies definitely will take us out. Thankfully, during the day, as long as you keep your wits about you, you remain mobile. You definitely won't get caught by zombies. They are slower during the day. Let's knock an arrow. There we go. Just gonna let my stamina recharge. So yeah, we're looking good for wood now. We've got a little bit of everything. Let's see how we go. Come on. Unfortunately, yeah, later on we'll be able to get items, energy food and energy drink, which will manage to boost our stamina temporarily. But for now, we just have to deal with having to wait for our stamina to naturally regenerate. Which is why the sexual Tyrannosaurus perk is so important. We've nearly got this tree. Then after this, we're going to head on our way. We're going to try and head towards the trader. Have a bit of a look, and we're also going to... we've got most of what we need. We're going to need some food and some water. And if we're very lucky, we'll also be able to find some medical items. So we'll be able to find some healing items. Healing items are pretty hard to come across in the game. Outside of towns, if you find a pharmacy or you happen to come across a desert where you can find some naturally growing aloe vera, which will allow you to make your own healing items. So if we do manage to come across a desert, I'm going to make a beeline for it. So let's we're going to head this way. We can pick up this cotton because cotton is a very important thing to have. We'll be able to make some cloth, and if we can find any duct tape, we'll be able to make ourselves some basic armor. There we go. What's this? A tree stump. Oh, we found some clothing, so that's really good. We'll pop that on. That's definitely going to be better than our crummy grass shirt. So we're going to keep an eye out for birds' nests, and also keep an eye out for wolves. We're really going to want to watch for wolves. What I do want to do is take out a zombie, and you'll see the reason why in a second. I should have let my stamina recharge. Now, when you're fighting, you want to try and always have a very high stamina, because higher stamina means more damage. We're trying to aim for the head, as you can see. We were successful in taking that zombie out. So we're going to let that body rot into a zombie corpse. You'll see in a second what I'm talking about. Then we're going to smash that body up. And then what we're going to do, it's not very sanitary. We're going to take a zombie bone and we're going to make a knife out of it. Come on. Might need to do this the old-fashioned way. This is very important. Here we go. This is very important because this will allow us to... Oh, damn. Didn't drop one. Well, that was inconvenient. Now, I can see over the hill there's a house there. Oh, there we go. A bandana. So that's going to give us a little bit of protection for our face. So we definitely want that. I'm going to try another zombie. Try our luck. See if we can get a zombie bone. We definitely want that because we can find some animals. We can use the bone to chop up the animals. And animal meat is going to be one of our very early supplies of food. Come on. And later on we'll be able to make knives out of steel, or all sorts of really cool tools. We've just got to basically put up with what we can find at the moment. Come on. We want it to turn into that, like a gore block. There we go. And we have success. So this is a zombie bone. Can make that into a bone shiv. Okay. We're going to make a couple of cloth fragments, and we'll turn those into bandages. So if we get attacked by a dog or a or a bear. Hopefully not, because most of the time that will end up as a fatal attack. We'll be able to bandage ourselves up if we happen to survive. Go. Beautiful. Okay, so what we've got in our hotbar is we've got our trusty stone axe. Here's a road. Now I did see, here we go, we've got a town up on our right, so I can see up there's a town, but that looks like the wasteland biome. We're going to try and avoid that, but I'm going to quickly check out these cars. Cars tend to have tools in them, so I'm really hanging out for either a pickaxe, no dice, or a shovel, because that's going to make our life really easy for gathering materials early in the game. Oh, okay, not what I was hoping for, but I'll definitely take that. Okay, so unfortunately it wasn't what we were after, but we'll move along. Now what I think I do see up ahead is the desert biome we were talking about earlier, and that's definitely somewhere I want to be. Just grab this. Now it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you do always have to keep an eye on the time. Getting caught out at night, not getting somewhere safe before night falls is a sure way to get yourself killed. So we're only really searching the things that are directly in our path. We're going to head towards this town. I'm going to scope it out, and if the town is somewhere where it's safe and we have the right shops and supplies, we're going to settle there. Because the town is reasonably close to a supply of water. We know where we started off next to the lake. So we've got a town, we've got water. If they've got a trader somewhere close, then this will be perfect. Okay. So that over there, those burnt trees, that's what I like to call the burnt biome. I'm going to try and avoid that biome because it's got the flaming zombies that are on fire. There also is a reasonably high chance of you being attacked by dogs. So dogs, in my opinion, in this game are the most deadly enemies. They are extremely fast and they can't be outrun. Some gunpowder. We might hang on to the gunpowder. If I find something better, I'll dump it later on. Yeah, so this looks really promising. This we can find somewhere near the town that has a nice building we can hang out on. Then I'm definitely going to check that out. Okay. So that's your burnt zombie over there. Those guys are very dangerous. We're not going to tangle with them. We will grab this corn though. And the goldenrod, we're going to grow corn. So we'll be able to make corn seeds from that. Grow our own corn. Very, very important. Now over here I think is the desert biome, and we're going to want to make a stop there because that's a very good way to get food early on. But oh, that deer. So we do need food. So I'm going to take out that deer and then I'm going to make a little beeline for the desert on the left. That's a deer, and these are an excellent source of food. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, first shot. And now you can see why I killed that zombie. We're carving up the deer, and we're getting animal fat, animal hide, and raw meat. Beautiful. So there's that's about a day's worth of food that we've managed to gather off that deer. We're not going to go hungry tonight. If I can find 3 or 4 deer, we're going to be good for at least the first 3 or 4 days. And this is a really good biome for animals. Deer and pigs will spawn here. They're very easy to kill. All you need is be a decent shot. Uh-oh. Speaking of dangerous enemies, that is a wolf. And we are going to run very, very fast from that. And hope that he attacks the zombie instead of me. Nope. We're in some trouble now. Okay. Okay, we're very lucky. We managed to get away from that wolf. Now that was dodging wolves 101. So what I did very, very foolishly not do was make myself a fence, a barbed wire fence. So we're going to do that right now. So that enemy which nearly made me soil myself was our friend Mr. Wolf. And you can see that I did something that definitely saved my life. I run to this top of the nearest rock, got on top, and confused the wolf. They're not too smart. He didn't climb the rock. He actually tried to attack it. So he was smart enough to realise that I'd done a runner. But that's how you avoid a wolf. And I'm going to show you a better way to avoid a wolf. And that's to build one of these bad boys. We're going to build a barbed wire fence. And this was actually something I grabbed off another YouTuber called Skippy. He does really good tutorials for 7 Days to Die. And Skippy showed me that if you use a barbed wire fence, you can drop them down to escape packs of dogs or wolves. So if I hadn't have been an idiot and had have actually had the barbed wire fence with me like so, I would have dropped the barbed wire fence, the wolf would have run straight into it and not died, but it would have been stuck in the fence for a while and we got away. So I'm going to keep that on our hotbar, and definitely something we want to hang on to. If you ever get attacked by dogs, you want to keep at least about a dozen barbed wire fences handy. They're cheap and they're very, very effective. So we're in the desert biome now, and what we're doing at the moment is gathering yucca fruit. And yucca fruit is very, very important because it will also, you can either eat the yucca fruit directly or you can juice it. So we don't have we don't have a cooking pot, we don't have any bottles of water. We've actually only got the one bottle, and when that's used up, I'll be able to juice my yucca fruit into that precious bottle, and we aren't going to go hungry. And we're not going to go thirsty. So depending on your food or your water situation, these are useful for both. So the other thing I want to grab in here is these. They're aloe vera plants. As I mentioned earlier, we can make healing bandages out of those, and we are going to be growing the hell out of these things. They're really, really useful. So I want to try and grab at least a couple of dozen, enough to make myself a healing bandage should I need one, and also enough left over to make some seeds. Because I can guarantee you this is one of the first things that when we get set up and we have a farm, that'll be one of the first things I grow. Okay. So what we're doing is we're just grabbing everything we can. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, so we got to start thinking about where we're going to spend the night. So we're probably going to head back towards that town. So 45 yucca fruit, that's not too bad. Not too bad. We'll drop that. We don't need that. We'll drop the rotten flesh as well. So I would have really liked 100 of these yucca fruits, but we have to be realistic. Smashing up these cactuses will actually get you 3 yucca fruits. And as you can see, the other really useful application of cactuses is that they actually will hurt zombies. That zombie got his legs ripped off by the cactus. Alright. Well, there's a bunch here. We'll pinch all these. As you can see, there's quite a lot here. Let's steal all these. And the aloe plant. Beautiful. Alright, looking good. I think that's going to actually have to do us for now. We've got, 65 plants. We can actually grow these too, so I don't need all of them. Beautiful. Alright, that's going to do us for now. we're going to have a look back at that town and try and determine if there's a trader. There's often a trader at most large towns, and if indeed there is a trader, we'll start to set up here. I definitely don't recommend trying to build a base on your first day, but definitely you want to try and think about it at least on your second or third day. Now, for those who haven't watched the tutorials, nighttime is very dangerous in this game. When night falls, zombies will gain the ability to run, and that means they can run, they can hunt you down, and they don't get tired. They will run as long as it takes to take a bite out of my juicy rump side, and they won't stop. So we definitely want to try and find a building or an underground bunker or even a mine. Mines are probably the best place to set up in because that means during the night you can do a little bit of resource gathering. So I am going to try, we'll see. Now up here, this very much looks like a trader. So let's head in that direction. It's time. I'm going to show you one really useful tip. These yucca fruits, eating one of them will give me a stamina boost. As you can see. Bang, I got an instant boost of 10 to my stamina. And that's very useful. If you're being pursued by zombies, you can eat a heap of these in quick succession and regain your stamina. Eating 10 of these will fully regenerate your stamina to 100. I don't recommend using them in that way unless you're in emergency because they're better off used as a water supply. But if you've got plenty of water, if you're near a lake and you're just eating these for food, then definitely worth doing. So I'm gonna get close enough to see if there's the white run flag, then we're laughing. We're gonna set up. Come on. Oh, now that's a biker zombie. So they're one of the newer types of zombies in the game. Very big, very dangerous. We're not going to tangle with him. I could kill him if I wanted to, but it would probably take me about 20 or 30 hits from this thing. And to be perfectly honest, we don't have the time. It's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've got to start thinking about where we are going to spend the night. But knowing if this is the trader's going to make our decision on whether we're going to stay here or if we're going to move on. So let's get up this hill. Okay, and we've got to be careful because I always find that near traders there are always wolves. They just tend to hang out just out the front. So if you want to get killed, it's a good way to get yourself killed. I've got the barbed wire out though. Okay. Yep. So this is our trader. These guys are awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to pinch these blueberries. Again, I'll be able to make these into seeds. The trader also has some really nice items. Sometimes they've actually got working chemistry stations, working forges. You can pretty much come here if you don't have a chemistry station or a forge. You can use theirs. Another really good reason to get yourself set up near a trader. So normally I would try and find a building like this and stay the night. But traders will not allow you to stay. You can't stay at a trader. You have to find your own spot to sleep, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to head towards a town. Oh no, another one. So if that guy comes too close, I'm going to drop this. Yep, no, it's okay. He's lost interest. Oh, damn, he went to the zombie. See, that's one of the few things in this game that make me nearly soil myself is dogs, because they don't make a sound. They just it's like they teleport. They appear from nowhere and you don't hear them until it's too late. So I hate wolves. Later on when I get a gun, I'm okay with them. But even then, they can actually attack in packs. So I've seen really high-level players get ripped to shreds by nothing but a couple of wolf packs. Oh, what's this? Ah, now this is a mine. So this could be a very useful spot for us to set up in. I don't see any clay here though. And there, I think there might, that looks like another one over there. We'll see if we can get ourselves set up in a mine. Check this car out. Because what I'd really like to do is spend the night. There's not a lot we can do at night, but I can spend the night digging for clay and digging for stone, because those two things will allow us to start making cobblestone blocks for our base, which is a really nice upgradable material. But before we do anything else, let's get in here. So we've got about 4 hours until nighttime, and nighttime is when it gets really hard to survive. We want to try and get out of here as soon as we can. Or get inside, get safe. Hopefully, if this is what I think it is, we'll be able to... Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to wear my hat. There we go. And with my handy dandy hat, I can see in the dark. Let's take this guy out. So you want to aim a little bit above his head, and we don't want to try and enrage the other zombies. We want to find them one at a time. This is especially important later on when we get some feral zombies that can run, because if we enrage a pack of those guys without a gun, that's a very good way to get yourself killed. So zombie down. Give her a bit of a love tap. And there's some sham. We'll eat that. Because that's actually going to give us a tin. And tins are very useful because we can actually fill those with water. So just going to make sure there's no other unpleasant surprises. No. Let's crack this box open, see what's in it. So this looks like it's possibly a... Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to break up this toilet, because this will give us a metal pipe. If I've got some spare space, let's drop that. Drop that. We don't need lead at the moment. Beautiful. So that's given us a lead pipe. We'll be able to make a forge with that. But what we want to do for the night is I'm just going to make myself a chest. Okay. I don't have any wood, which is odd. Did I throw it out? That's strange. That's okay. We'll gather some now. It's because I made the fences. Stupid me. Okay, so I'll pop this chest down here just to give us a little bit of space. We don't need nitrate or coal. We don't need that, and I'll hang on to the glue. Paper could come in handy for a blunderbuss, but we don't need pine seeds. Egg we don't really need, and I've got a bone already. So there we go. We've got a little bit of space now. So a little bit before 2 hours before nighttime falls. So what we're going to do is build ourselves a stone shovel, and we're going to do ourselves a little bit of mining, because mining is something that we need to do. There's I can see that there's a little bit of a patch here of clay. So we're going to try and get in there, because we really don't have a lot to do other than mine. So nighttime is definitely not a time that I would recommend you're outside. We could hang out in that mine and we'd be pretty safe. And I am taking a little bit of a risk here, but I do want to I do want to have a base up and running. Spending a night digging clay will allow me to make cobblestone. So let's get that going. Let's have a look. Yeah, I am close. And we're just going to hope that a horde doesn't turn up, because that could be disastrous for me. Once we get in here and we can seal it off, it should be quiet enough. If we keep it quiet and we don't make too much noise when the hordes do come, we're getting there. Might need to dig down. Digging down's probably a good idea, actually. I'm getting a bit tired. Just going to chill out a bit. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the dirt we've got here, and we're going to cover it in behind us, because that's going to give us a little bit of cover. And now you can see the reason why I gathered all the resources that I did during the night. Pop that down there. There we go. So a zombie might be able to break through eventually, but zombies are pretty... Oops. I don't have a whole lot of wood, so I'm probably not going to be able to make another shovel, but I can keep repairing this shovel through the night. We're just going to try and see if we can hit some clay. And again, everything in this game has a purpose. Where there is clay here. Just probably haven't dug far enough, or we haven't dug far enough down. So the dirt will actually be handy when we start a farm. Just probably need to go down a bit further. At the very least, we actually have somewhere reasonably safe to spend the night. I really was hoping to hit some... clay before this. It's not good. I may have missed it entirely. It's saying that there's clay here. But in any case, it's a little bit too late. So what we'll probably do is we'll spend the night. We'll dig here. We might dig down and find some stone, and we'll do that. There we go. Okay, so this is stone here. We've definitely done something wrong. I probably dug down too far. Ah, there we go. So this is clay here. This is what I was actually looking for. And this is what we're going to be digging tonight. We're going to dig as much of this clay as we can. This here is this can be combined with stone. This and this will make what's called flagstone. And flagstone is it's not very strong by itself, but it is upgradable all the way to reinforced steel. So we definitely want to try and grab as much of this tonight as we can. I'm going to also grab some stone. We've got the whole night. So the night will last from 2200 or 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to spend the next 6 hours digging for clay. So that's what I'm going to do for the remainder of the night. I'm going to dig here. I'm going to try and remain as quiet as I can as to not arouse any suspicion from the zombies above. Presuming that we do not get any hordes coming through, I should be reasonably safe down here. And hopefully by the morning, I'll be able to have a nice little stash of clay. So maybe not enough to build an entire base, but about 500 or 600 clay should allow me to build a very small serviceable base, which should be a nice one-room shack that I can set up in and just start making some tools, metal tools, and also maybe do a couple of looting runs into town. So that's going to be my goal. Not the most elegant of starts, but definitely a reasonably good position to be in. What we're going to do for the next episode is I'm going to use these materials, try and find somewhere reasonably safe nearby, and set up a base. So that's going to be my goal. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to spend the night digging, and hopefully we'll be able to see you for the next episode of this series. As always, if you enjoyed this, if you found some useful tips and tricks, let me know. Your comments have been fantastic in the last few months, and I apologise that I haven't really been uploading much as of late. I should have a little bit more time in this year, in 2018, and hopefully I'll be able to continue this series and also to continue the series of tutorials for the game. So I'm going to leave it there. As always, yeah, leave me a like, leave a subscribe, leave me a comment. If you do want to see more games on the channel, if you do enjoy games like this, always let me know. Your feedback's always more than welcome. So that was it. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.